speak of dogs as something we own, but are they really ours, or perhaps just on loan? We give them a place in our house and also a name, and there is a bond there beyond what we can explain. A dog does not calculate, or does it compare? It does not ponder if the love returned is fair. Its presence is not strategic, it is simply just there. Its being exists to simply seek out your space to share.
Always by your side and sharing an ordinary day. It never wants to leave, and all it wants is you to stay. You question why they always come lovingly when you call. Perhaps you should be asking why you were given them at all. While you're thinking and explaining things to yourself, your dog's not asking you, how's our relationship health? When it looks at you, it has no judgments to declare on your past or present. It simply just meets what is there.
That's why the connection feels so immediate to commence. It doesn't relate to your future ambitions, just your presence. We learn to protect ourselves from being hurt again. Right beside us is a creature who is not playing the same game. Doesn't arrive with hope or expectations. It's not concerned at all with any of your
Past reputations, doesn't care the mistakes you've made
or future plans you bring. It simply loves, and it doesn't love you
because of deeds or something.
Love is not as a virtue,
and also not a moral worth, but as its natural way of existing here on this planet Earth. Love without prerequisite, no matter the cause or the case. This is what theologians have always looked to as pure grace.
Love that does not need to be justified or explained. The dog lives in this state effortlessly
every single day.
Perhaps God did not place dogs to teach you the rules to obey, but to set beside you a living reminder of this
love each day. A dog does not rehearse grievances or remember abuse. It returns even after pain with a white flag of truce.
It does not punish absence or see vulnerability as a foe.
It does not withdraw affection from something done before.
Dogs are not ignorant, not naive, and not blasé. A clarity of heart, needing life without armor or delay.
This is us when fear has not taken control of our heart.
And this is why losing a dog hurts
and tears us apart. The grief feels out of proportion, its intensity absurd. That's because the bond itself was never built out of words.
You didn't love your dog through ideas or a dream. Love through rhythm,
presence,
familiar sounds,
touch,
and routine.
Through shared silence that doesn't need an explanation. When a dog leaves, you don't lose a story or
a narration. You lose a way of being as
if innocence itself has slipped away, left with the absence of a shared silence where you felt safe each day. He knew me better than anyone I've known. People would often say
what they need
is not of our character presented to the world today.
Dogs don't know your persona,
But know your tone and how you breathe, the subtle shifts in your body
when you are anxious or at ease. A dog knows
when you are unsafe with yourself but chooses to stay. So the grief is not only for the company that left and went away, but for the self that
once knew how to settle without defense or the justification to be within another
living being's presence. That is what is being ignored, not the companionship shown, but unconditional safety experienced without words alone. Eventually you notice something that doesn't quite sit right.
Why does a creature
Like this pass so quickly through life? Why is something so transparent only here for a short time?
dogs do not break our hearts by mistake, it's by design. If
Love never ended, we would treat it casually without fuss. We would confuse it with ownership, and soon it belonged to us.
the love ends and is revealed as something else completely.
A dog's brief life quietly teaches us a philosophy that presence matters, and depth is not measured in years, and grief is not a failure of love, but the price is our tears.
We imagine grief as the opposite of the love we know, but in truth grief is our love
That has nowhere to go. In this sense, for us, dogs are not meant to stay. They're temporary teachers, not permanent companions per se. Dogs arrive in our life and give themselves completely. They finish the lesson and then they leave us not.
so discreetly. They return us to the question we would never defend. Can we love fully knowing in advance that it will end?
Dogs answer this question not with words that upset, but by living briefly, beautifully, and without regret. You see, a dog doesn't belong to you, its time is just lent. The relationship is more like a temporary arrangement.
For a short while, two lives run alongside together in this space. Share mornings, habits, silences, then something subtle takes place.
Because it does not try to improve you, but because it doesn't try, it interrupts your seriousness. It softens the hard edges of life. Just as you assume this will go on forever, it stops with surprise. A tragedy we cry, but from another point of view, it wasn't meant to be otherwise. The arrangement was always temporary, and time to get ashore, to continue believing or thinking its purpose was permanent is fraught. When your dog looks at you, tail wagging, gazing into your eyes, there is no calculation, there's no request, no plan, nothing to hide. It is not asking,
Will you protect me or will you stay? It is asking something far more difficult of you each day.
can you stay with
without guarantees. Can you live like this too?
Can you arrive without armor?
Can you love if the ending you never knew?
If you can briefly, then the dog has done what it came to do, because it was never here to be fixed or trained into perfection by you. It would not explain itself or ask to believe anything or argue. It would simply say, sit here,
stop thinking about stuff.
I'm with you now, and this is more than enough.